Ha bloody ha. You know the Lord speaks to me in the morning. I get a message every morning. I got two things to say. I'll say the most recent before I forget it. I walked the dog yesterday, Christmas, before. I watched the movie last Christmas, finally, but I haven't watched the whole thing, half of it. I was very tired. I could hardly bear to watch it. I don't watch TV or movies anymore. I used to be such a movie buff. We've watched 5 or 6 in a weekend. My husband, no. Anyway, there's a little lake down there. It's a little bit like my duck pond. I noticed 4 when I left. Swallows. They're like, it was just, Christmas Day was remarkably different. I don't know, well, it's not a coincidence. There were swallows by the miles. They were the new ones that had hatched this year, because they come up here and hatch. All over this little sort of like, really it's a big puddle. Looks like a beautiful lake. And they swoop and swallow and eat bugs, right? There were so many I just couldn't bear to go in there with the dogs. I normally approach and dogs, Teddy goes in. Well, now the Lord's just told me that. It was actually in the morning. I walk in the morning too. In the cool of the evening and the freshness of the morning. Well, I didn't want to walk in with the dogs in the evening. I was watching these beautiful swallows. There must have been about 30 of them. And then when I did I just couldn't wait any longer. And the swooping down eating the bugs in the evening. Well, in the morning. And the Lord's just reminding me, it was that morning, yesterday morning, Christmas morning. There was these giant dragonflies. Giant dragonflies. I think they've got colour. Is a colour like that. They're a colour like that. I wasn't really looking at the colour, but they were big. I don't know. Big as my finger. Not fat, but... And they're mating, of course. Oh, so I was watching... No, it's the dragonflies. So I woke up this morning. There goes the crates I did the dogs in, right? They're new. But I used to have a fleece. It's like a fleece blanket. It's called a whelping blanket. And it's smaller than that. See that mat? It goes to about, see this is your hive mind. It goes to about here. You see how these things symbolise, don't you? You look at that, it's hive mind. So it goes to about here, across. Oh, I don't know. Either way, it's more square than that. And it's a whelping mat. It dries quickly and doesn't show the wheeze and poos. Well, I saw a whelping mat. It's a birthing mat. Okay, so the Lord's given me an interpretation. So the reason why it was the dog's whelping mat is that it's a birthing mat. Okay, so I'm just going to finish this now. So it's a birthing mat. And it's a playing field. Like, baseball. I just sort of like American baseball I picture. But a playing field. But then the Lord said, no, it's a killing field. So it's a birthing mat. It's a killing field. And there's swallows and dragons. The swallows are the good guys. They're the ones that were in my dream, flying in and out of the tree of life. Flying in and out of the tree of life. Translating. Yes. We get to do that. Honestly. Translating. They're migratory bird. Migration. Translation. Don't worry if you don't ever do it, because they can't stop us. Now, we're the swallows. I'm actually the tree. Because that's the reward, isn't it? Listening to that angel. Coming back to your first love. Eating from the tree of life. I'm a bit frustrated with that dream. Because I want to be a swallow. Did you know Horseboy must have been a dragonfly? Because one of those swallows, I was looking at him and it practically ran into the back of his head. And you know what I found out about him? Paul told me yesterday, Christmas Day. Never once has he told me anything about girlfriends, but he had a girlfriend. And Chris says, oh, she probably has a baby, I think. North Island, just casual. There's a wee town that's like 20k from here, called Hokitika. Guess what he has there? Twins. That's why he doesn't work. Because he's a bad father. His twins. Because he's a bad father. I told him, can you hear Satan? Paul was saying, bad mother, bad mother, bad mother. I said, can you hear that? Bad mother, 3 times. Well, he's a bad father. I'm so naive. But the Lord, they let it slip now, don't they? Paul had to let it slip because he's got a good angel. Anyway, now I know. Doesn't matter. All I care about is that it's a word from the Lord. His name is Jordan. The Lord gave him the name Jordan. The crossing. We're at the crossing, promised land. Bad mother, bad father. I'm a bad mother. I know it was Satan saying it, but my actions recently, I've been a good mother, but I let my baby get away on me. The Lord showed me that he's the only good father. So yeah, Jordan's a bad father. You can judge him and say, oh, what a bad father. Like, just abandoning 2 twins. No phone. No bank account, heaps of back pay and child support. He's not doing this for any other reason than he doesn't want to get caught out by our IRS because he's a bad father. And I'm witnessing to him so much. And he says, you know I don't like that, Lisa. When I tell him that he's got 1 up, 1 down. You know I don't. And he has a little mood. Very moody. Anyway, so after I saw the whelping mat, it's a birthing mat, the playing field, it's a killing field, the dragonfly in the morning, the swallows in the evening, I thought, I wonder if swallows eat dragonflies, and I thought, those dragonflies look too big. Well, I'll put the answer of my Google, and this is the reason why I'm doing this post. Now, did you watch Last Christmas? Because I finally watched it. The Lord showed me it 2 years ago. He showed me 3 romantic movies just before that. Sleepless in Seattle, Message in a Bottle. Oh, it's only 2. Now, they're good ones. I just knew it was corny crap, but I didn't want to watch it. But I've watched half now. Because we've got Message in a Bottle, that's our down romantic movie. And then we've got Sleepless in Seattle, that's our up. So if you want to go up, Miss America, if you want to go up, you better watch Sleepless in Seattle and pray and pray and pray that the Lord shows you what he showed me. Because you're going to need the encouragement. Because you're going to need to have the faith to believe in miracles. Because that's the only thing that's going to save you now. That's America. Miss USA. America, America. Don't worry, it's coming to our shores. I watched the video just quickly. Big wave over Perth, Australia. You know, the Lord told me in 2018 that Perth is not ready yet. Well, it wasn't Perth, it was Australia in general. But the reason why it's Perth is that's where my daughter went. My daughter went to Perth and she worked in tattoo shops there. And there's a guy there who Marty used to work with. Fair dinkum tattoos, I think he had it. He had it, fair dinkum, man. My boomerang won't come back. My boomerang won't come back. So, I have a couple of eaglets on my back from Australia. And I've also got a pastor who's from CHRISTchurch, who's in Australia, who's gay, married, and works in a florist now. I used to have a wife and children. He's on my back too. These are the harvest workers. These are the harvest workers. The other two, one of them, the husband, was sent here in 1999. No, 1997, when everything went wrong. But he was sent to New Zealand from Australia. It was a mission outreach because we're a sad, sad bunch here. Very religious in CHRISTchurch. Very religious. The most religious city in the world. One of the dreams the Lord showed me in the square was all about how religious we are. See all the squares? See all the hard corners? Well, a man got off a black wagon. He was in black gear. It was just a dirt ground of the square. And he was like a gardener. But he was the planner of the garden city. New Zealand, CHRISTchurch is the garden city. He planned the garden city. And he's black and he's evil. There's a picture of him in the museum. There is a little painting, because there was no cameras, that has him in front of his horse, the horses and carts in front of the cathedral. I swear to God. And it's the same little man, black outfit, or his face. Same man that I saw in my dream. The town planners for CHRISTchurch, the garden city. He had like a little hoe thing. He was outside the clock tower, which is actually still there since the earthquakes. And he was cutting perfect little lines in the grass. You know how when you have a manicured lawn, you always cut a nice line. Well, that's how it was done. The garden city, with the River Avon running through it. God has his eye on the garden city, and fire is going to come from there. And I am going to fly, not like a swallow, but like a fantail. That's my water, that's my song, and that's my story, and I'll be singing it all day long. Go and watch Last Christmas. Believe in miracles, because it's a killing field. And why don't you have a look at the thumbnail and find out if swallows eat dragon